With the growth of the global economy, national and regional boundaries are losing their relevance. Countries must increasingly take a more global view of opportunities for growth. The recent global financial crisis and the likelihood of recession in major economies overshadows all economies today. The East African Community member states have realized the need to adapt to the fast-changing trends of modern global trade. First, the region is tackling barriers to investment through the establishment of a single market. The region recognizes this as critical to attracting local and international investors. That's why, from the 29th to the 30th of October 2008, Rwanda hosted the first Commonwealth East Africa International Business Forum organized by the Commonwealth Business Council in partnership with the Rwanda Development Board, the Rwanda Private Sector Federation, and the East African Business Council. The forum was organized under the theme Trade and Investment Opportunities, East Africa, One Market, One Destiny. In his keynote address at the opening session, Rwanda's President Paul Kagame, who is also chairman of the East African Community, pointed out that the region cannot control the external economic climate but can keep the initiative with its own work and its own reforms.
Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our recent Kampala Tripartite Summit resulted in a commitment to collectively achieve even better results through practical, consistent, and harmonized policy making among governments of our regions.
I want to take the honor to invite Dr.
Francis Gatari is the Deputy CEO of the Rwanda Development Board. He attended the Kampala Tripartite Summit and elaborated the set of economics the President mentioned.
There are over two categories. One, the EAC Summit of Heads of States has agreed on a set of economic reforms, but also recently there was another set of reforms that were agreed on under the tripartite arrangement, where the East African Community, COMESA, and SADC Heads of States came together to work towards an eventual consolidation of all these three recs and also to eliminate some of the overlaps in these recs. Within that framework, there are a number of economic reforms that have to do with taxation, that have to do with the movement of peoples, that have to do with access to finance as well as resources. All these are not taboo.
Despite the global financial crisis, participants agreed on the need to tap into international financing resources to finance regional investments. The International Finance Corporation is one such avenue the region may explore.
We've seen the impact of our presence on the ground. Over the past 4 years, IFCs invest close to $1 billion in East Africa through different programs, and we intend to do even more than that.
The East African region has seen a significant rise in foreign direct investment.
As it can be noted in the World Investment Report of the year 2007, foreign direct investment into Africa doubled between 2004 and 2006 to a record of $36 billion. Foreign direct investment inflows in East Africa rose to about $2 billion in the year 2006.
For Reginald Mengi, the chairman of the East African Business Council, however, Africa needs more than a drastic increase in foreign direct investment.
There must be a deliberate and targeted process of intra-African trade. Africa must create a single market. Africa must dismantle all obstacles and barriers to trade within Africa. Africa fought for its political freedom. Now, Africa needs trade freedom.
Participants at this forum discussed some of the challenges to the realization of the theme of this forum. One notable challenge will be to reduce the cost of doing business in the EAC states, which will mitigate the effects of the global crisis.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cost of doing business in Africa is just too high. If you cannot move goods across borders, hold meeting because transport is poor or too expensive, or get goods to consumer in a timely fashion, business cannot grow or succeed.
To flourish, the single market needs cheaper transport, communications, and secure energy supplies. Despite this challenge, however, some believe this is the right time to consider the one market feasibility.
When I look at the theme, I say this is the time. Yeah, because as you know, we've just been to Kampala, where heads of state and government committed to a single market from Egypt to South Africa. And this theme is actually kind of providing a framework for discussing the implementation of that political agenda.
This trade and investment discussion is one such forum that will put such regional aspirations to test.
It's an aspiration. It's a target, it's an ambition, but it's also a program because, as you know, the East African community has already embarked on a course to truly work towards achieving the community as one market, one destination. It has two meanings. One is one market for trade and one destination for investments.
The Business Forum was also a platform for the region to step up global marketing, showcasing the area's competitive advantage. Participants further agreed that the one market, one destination approach can be an effective tool to facing the challenges ahead.
But unlocking Africa's potential.
Uganda's Minister of Finance, Dr. Ezra Suruma, called on potential investors to take advantage of the prevailing investment climate, presenting unbeatable advantages, including the market for over 120 million citizens, strategic location at the heart of Africa, proximity to emerging markets in DRC and Sudan, abundant natural resources, and tourism potential. He hastened to add, however, that the road is still bumpy for Africa, considering her comparative economic muscle.
The entire African continent, with a population of over 940 million people, has a combined GDP of less than $1 trillion. Its share of world trade in goods and services is just over 2%.
That is where the one market relevance comes handy. At the end of the two-day forum, participants adopted recommendations mainly calling on governments to become even bolder and accelerate economic reforms, especially in trade and in respect of the Single Market Initiative.
All regional economies in the world are coming together. They are coming together as one destination, one market.
I think there's been a lot of interaction, a lot of ideas have been shared under many different sub-themes, including ICT, where I come from. I think we received good presentations. Good resolutions have been made, up to 17 resolutions, and we look forward to the implementation of these.
I believe in the power of the business community to push governments to realize things.
All depends on political will. That's the key to the East African common market. I want to say that we are fully supportive of this. There's an excellent opportunity, and as was said when the conference was opened, it very much depends on the countries concerned. The 5 countries must work together.